Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, July 18th, and we are on our way to a hunting land, or my place of peace. About an hour's drive from home. And before anybody comes at me for what I'm wearing, no, this is not stolen valor. Bought this uniform at Goodwill. Tried to return it to a couple of the military posts in my area. They've declined to take it back, so I'm assuming that means they have retired this uniform and that I am free and clear to use it. So go ahead and nip that in the butt now. So that's my uniform that I use now to go out in the hills and scout and work on things. But anyway, we're going out to the proper day, hopefully get some things done. I mean, the weather, it might cooperate a little bit, but as you can see, we are in the turtle. Yeah. Here's the kind of shenanigans we can get into. And, yeah, but I will talk to y'all here in about an hour or so once I get out there, and we'll see what we can get into. Alright, folks, we've made it to the hunting property. Got up the ridge line just a little bit here to check my camera. Pull it down and move it a little bit. I like where it's at, but I can move it to where I know a bigger deer is rolling through. Try to untie it from this tree. If anybody's wondering what camera I'm using, beautiful Revel X Pro from Tacticam. Freaking love this camera. Try to do this one-handed without losing everything. Now, just a second. I'll have to do it two-handed. Alright. I sent y'all there. Kind of a weird spot, but better than nothing. Gotta do a little maintenance on the old girl. I've got it here. Just screen on. Wire it off real quick. Old battery out. Probably gonna take that home and clean it a little bit, honestly. Paper towels in here somewhere. Clean off the IR sensors and thistle and all that. Sure the antenna's still on good. Clean that weather seal on it. Keep that moisture from getting in the camera. I will say, I've had this camera for a couple of years now, and I'm very pleased with it. I mean, it's survived a tornado not all that long ago. Not exactly a direct hit from the tornado, but it was very close. It was about, it was less than a mile from the camera, and surprisingly, this beauty didn't miss a beat. What sucks about it, though, when that happened is I didn't have a fresh battery in it, so I didn't get many photos of the storm when it came through. This camera's in pretty good shape, so I don't really have to do much with it. There's the old battery out. Alright, we'll mosey on up the hillside here a little bit and go to the next spot I've got to go to. I will talk to you all there. Alright, so the beautiful thing about having the hunting gear that I have. Oh, God, that's a weird angle. There we go. And I got a tripod back here I've got to fix. So things damaged a little bit, but I've got 4 batteries for my camera. They're the LiPo batteries, I think. These little boogers. Things work amazing. And when I'm out running around scouting everything, I've got the zero trace little gizmo here. That thing works amazing. Hold on for a second. This little gizmo I've actually got within like, turn that thing on. One day I got within like approximately 25 yards from the deer before they realized I was there. This little thing actually like kills your scent and everything, but we'll step down underneath this hill here. Some of y'all may recognize this spot from YouTube short video from a little while back where we got that tractor stuck. It was a mess. Yeah, and the side by side, but I was going to come down here with that, checking with the property owner before I did it, but then I realized it's too wet, so we're just going to have to hoof it. As you can tell, this rode over quite a bit recently. Switch this zero trace to my backside. And I've also got my camera kind of looped around me a little bit. I'll lower my profile just a hair. Oh, that's dirty. Yeah, there we go. That might help out a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna this hill. That's where I put my ground blind at. And kind of the good thing about how this road got rutted out from bringing the side by side and spiderweb. Move that out of the way. That tractor and the side by side getting stuck down here is it kind of gave me a good little walking trail. Anyway, I'm going to try to, it don't look so steep on the camera, but it is a very steep hill. I'm going to walk down this hill and get my camera and everything set up, and I'll be right back with you guys. There's a little something I've always been told at one point in time. Just spiderweb out of my face. It's something like this. An old stand someone has put in at one point in time. I've always been told to set up close to where you find those. Chances are the person that put that stand up put it up in a great area. And be honest, it has to be one of the best truths I've ever been told. Would you be right? So whatever critter that is that makes that racket. Another spider web. Should probably got me a walking stick. Yeah, so again, that hill doesn't look that steep. And it's not, compared to most hills, it's not really steep, but if you can kind of see here, some deep ruts and grooves from the tractor and the side by side. Not been very fun, but I did come down here not long ago, and I tried to video record it, and unfortunately I failed. I also found all things to hold my glasses to my face. Got to clean those and use those. I'm blind as a bat. But anyway, Came down here not all that long ago and cleared out a couple of little shooting lanes, because right where I'm standing at is generally where I'd have my ground blind. I hit the wrong button. So where I'm standing at is generally where I'd had my ground blind. And it's kind of low here, so you can kind of tell tree coverage, but here there's a ridge that comes down right there. The 7-point I shot last year came in from here and went that way. And right between these trees, when you can see it better, you can kind of see through this clearing here. About where he was at, and I had to shoot through these 4 trees here just to get a clear shot on them last year. It was kind of challenging, but this place has a nice little highway for them. Let's see if I can get y'all zoomed on the trail. I keep hitting the pause button. You can see they got a bit of a trail wore out. Camera doesn't pick it up all that great. It was all in through there. Spider. And they come down this draw here in that little ditch, and they walk most of that, so I cleared them out a little bit of a better path. I will set the camera back up down here, and for the time being, wanting to put it on that tree or back on this tree. So I'm not entirely sure where I want to put it at though. I know they travel through here, and I want to make sure I catch the buck I've been after for the last couple of years walking through, so I do believe that. Clear some mess down real quick. It's probably gonna be my better view. The camera will see from about here to about there. So I reckon angle it from this tree. See about out to here. So let me pause you all right quick and I'll be right back. Alright. Camera is up. She is online and active. Just got the test photo. So I guess what I feel I can do, kind of look around the area we're in first and see if there's anything to see, and then go back up to the car, check in with the property owner, let her know that I'm here, and then do some scouting, some more prep. So I'll kind of peek through here real quick. Let's see what we can see. A lot of this is from when I was down here last. I cleared out a bunch of this under this low cut shit. Couldn't really see anything, even when everything was dead. And from my ground blind, the furthest I could see was like 20-30 yards. But I mean, I've got, I haven't been that far, but damn dog snuck up on me. Count your blessing, dog. Hell, why don't you tell you these zero traces work? Some bitch snuck up on me. I thought it was a coyote. I about shot it. Whew. Got that adrenaline down a little bit now. Ooh. See, that's a problem I'm having out here too. Shit like that. But anyway, from my ground blind, which had been right in there, all I could see was to this tree. Anyway, so what I did was I cleared myself out some more rifle shooting. I had a deer or something come through. That's a good sign. And if I know the deer in this area like I want to think I know over the last couple of years, they've been really, really keen on this briar thicket. Gotta watch my back because I don't know if that dog's tame or feral. Judging by how it ran off, I'm gonna assume feral. Tame it probably came up to me wagging its tail. Oh, here you go. Here's some signs of that tornado. I didn't see it last time I was in here. I think that's what this is. But, alright. See all the bark trees all laying down and through here. In April or May, that went down in here because I try to come out here about once a month and look around. And so, okay, it wasn't there. But from over here though. See, these two trees is about the angle. I shot that 7-point last year. I had 25-06, and I'll be honest, at first I thought I missed him because how he kept sending it while he was moving. So, well, crap, I missed him. And everything got really quiet, so I gave it like half hour. Not even that really, but 10-15 minutes or so, maybe half hour. And all of a sudden I hear a crash and sounds like, holy shit, I killed him. And sure enough, I walked up there to him. There he was, about 100 yards from where I shot him at, leaned over. That was a pretty good harvest. You can see this little deer trail pretty good. You see they're walking through that, and they're going all the way back in through that thicket there. And this is one of the problems that I had too, but from where I'm at, it's about 50 yards from my 40-50 yards, I guess. So I ain't gonna be able to see it all that great, but nevertheless, they're coming back in through here. I know they bed down back in this thicket and definitely across the way, so I got come through here and maybe that might be a turkey wallow or something, but you know, we got a couple of little wore down spots, and I know they hang out in that area. So, and down and through here is a couple of good places to hang out and watch and hunt. And I'm gonna make my way back up to my car and go check in at the property owner and see if she knows whose dog that is. Tell them I need to find somebody to recall their dog. Put it back in its kennel because I about mistaken it for a coyote for a second and it about got whacked. So I'm gonna do that, and I will get back to y'all here in just a little bit. Alright, y'all, so checking out the property owner. She's not home, so I don't have access to the side by side, which is fine. We're just gonna kind of sleuth around the property a little bit. I got the camera moved around. I was hoping to have access to the side by side so I could move the stands around a little bit, but fortunately I don't, so that ain't gonna happen. And we moseying around a little bit. I gotta look for a couple of things and see what kind of movement we got going on. So, slip down this other hill and look. Sweating a little bit, but anyway, I was able to get a hold of the owner of that dog as well. I told them about it. They don't live anywhere close by, so I don't know how that's gonna happen. Let's see. Yeah, I'll walk down this one. I'll honestly go back through this little cut here. I'm gonna walk down the main hill, but I want to sneak through this little area real quick. Look and listen as we go. My God, it's humid. I'm gonna have to loosen up these cuffs a little bit on my jacket. Let some circulation and airflow. And yes, I'm sweating. I'm fat. I spend like 99% of my time near my computer, so this is a little out of my zone, I guess you call it. Let's zip this down a little bit. Anyway, So I'm gonna slip down this little trail here, side right quick, and I'm gonna kind of see what there's to see, and I'll get back with you if I see anything. I literally ain't made 3 steps, and look like possibly an old rub from last year, or maybe even this year. I don't think they'd be rubbing yet, but velvet coming in. They kind of rub all year long. I always wonder what I'm shooting this on. It's my cell phone. I unfortunately don't have any fancy camera stuff, so. But anyway, I'm gonna sneak back down through here a little bit further. Again, next time I find something cool, I'll let you guys know. Alright, so we got a nice little run here coming this way. You can kind of see it going back out through there. This place that I hunt's chock full of deer. Glad the property owner allows me to come out here to hunt it. I'm trying to slip down here where I had my climber stand at, my climbing stand at last year. Let's see if I can get zoomed in too far. It's not though. Just hold the camera weird. And see, there's a piece of equipment I feel like I left behind last year. I'm gonna see if it's still down in here. It's kind of hard to find now, but see if I can locate it. Honestly, this is gonna be the most direct path I've ever taken down to for a part that I hunt at. I have to mark that, to be completely honest. Yeah, this is right where I normally hunt at. There's a nice little deer print there. So definitely walking back in this draw again, so that's good. Let's see, I need to go over this way. This tree that I climbed up last year. My bow holder that I had fits into the base of my tree stand. It came out last year, so I was climbing down the tree, and because of the conditions, I was coming out of the tree. I didn't really have time to stop and look for it. Guess why I'm down here right now. Is this my tree? Oh shit, that hurt, yeah. I try to just look for it. It'd be kind of hard to find. It's covered and everything, but anyway, it's here. A wonderful tree I climbed up last year. Went up to about that limb, tied off. Very good, 20, 30 feet, I guess. I'll sit down for a second, honestly. You know, what I was looking at, you can't tell it right now because of all the greenery. But I was looking back in here on this road here, what we call the shooting range. Done a little bit of work, cleared me out a little path to it for bow season, which I'm excited that comes in here in just a few months. So I think I've got my bow tuned the best that I wanted anyway. And all that, but we're going to have to look around here, maybe in that ditch line or something, to see if I can find my bow rest. See if there's a way that I can maybe add some type of rubber padding or something to it where it helps me hold my bow a little better into it. That's pretty much where I was sitting last year. And that little draw down here below me, that little road, seen plenty of big deer on that, and then also they come down this little path. They come down this little draw here, but then they'll also come up this road. And so that's about 30 yards there, bro. Redo my ranges and everything, but I guess I want to sit at the base of this tree for a little bit. Kind of Sit still, get quiet, kind of cool off a minute. See if anything comes by. I sit in the peace for a little while. And I get moving again. I'll back on here and talk to you guys. So the terrible side of wearing glasses when your lens fogs up. I will say this much. I'll set this jacket back up and pull down a little bit. There's nothing more peaceful than sitting at the base of a tree at 10:15 in the morning in the shade. I'm kind of in the shade, but the brush thicket, just relaxing. It's honestly peaceful, but sit here for about 20 minutes now, I guess. I guess I need to kind of get up and see if I can find that piece I'm looking for. And if not, then I'll just have to have another one made, I guess, or buy one that actually screws into the tree. So, let's get up here. To be completely honest, I wouldn't think heavy as that piece was, it wouldn't go too far down in the brush, but it's very possible that it could have, and it's also very possible that animals may have took off with it, a squirrel or something, use it for their little habitat. I'm not seeing it. Here's something else that draws the deer in. I've noticed they'll eat on whatever that is, and I ain't got a clue what it is. I'm no biologist, so I ain't got a clue. Somebody might be able to tell me what it is, but I can't tell myself, so judging by it, I'm probably going to have to get me another bow rest made, I guess, or go buy me a new one. We'll creep back on down through here a little ways. I've been needing to get me a post saw, because where I sit in that tree, limbs overhead are usually in the way, but this spot I usually hunt towards the first of the season. It's easiest to get to and very close to where I need to go. That little deer been turning this little track up. Jesus. Plenty of sign. Good thing about clearing some spots out, though, you make them a good little run, and they will absolutely wear it out. Mosquitoes. This road that I'm on, you can kind of tell it. You kind of can't between the, vehicle tracks, but right there, a little bit of a run. And this draw here is ditch. They walk at, and they'll also come through here and back out towards my tree. So I mean, I shouldn't have to shoot this road. Chances are they'll come to me, but I'm not gonna hold to that. So I'm gonna kind of make sure I got most of my options covered. Looks like property owner's been out here with a tractor recently and got kind of smogged off a little bit. Someone run on the bush hog. There's another little run. I see it here pretty good. I come through there a lot. Ooh, there's horsefly. This area is very rich in deer. Has been for a little while. Coming out here and harvesting them helps with population control and management. You know, deer have been through here, judging by how it's walked down in some spots. Cruise through here a little bit. It'll also be kind of late in here too, but I'm hoping maybe I might find a shed antler or two. Really want to find Big Boy shed if he made it all the way through the season, which I believe he did. I want to get his sheds. That way, if I do see him this year and I manage to harvest them, I have, you know, comparative to where he was at last year and where he's at this year, judge on the mass and everything, and maybe a more professional outdoorsman aside from myself be able to judge age and everything, but not the best with it. Here's a nice little run. You kind of see it there. It goes all the way back in through there too. And this little path I'm on here generally goes out where I set my ground blind, but it also comes back to where I set one of my stands. So it's beneficial. Usually regardless of what time of year I set up, chances are I'll have a harvest, which will allow me to fill the freezer. Which is another good thing about deer hunting too. You know, allows you to fill the freezer, feed your family and friends. Helps with deer population control, because if hunters aren't out assisting with the conservation effort to help manage the deer population, eventually you're going to get overran, and insurance rates will just continue to get higher and higher because of deer-related incidents. So there's a benefit to doing it, and it affects everybody. Tells that. I may have just jumped a pond. Don't really know for sure. Usually if I have a pistol stays on my hips while I'm down here, because I never know what critter I'm going to jump. Jesus. And it's so thick down in right in this little pile. Here's where it jumped from. So I'm imagining a deer of some variation, like a fawn probably, because it wasn't all that loud. I imagine if it was a grown doe or possibly a buck, it would have blew at me. Yeah. Anyway, that stuff jumping out at you is another reason I carry my piece. Damn coyote or bobcat or something jumps out, I've got a pretty good chance of defending myself, or at least scaring whatever it is out. Yeah, I'm kind of jumpy, especially when I can't really see, you know, all that far from me. But I'm gonna hop off here for a minute and keep cruising around looking for more signs and stuff, and I'll get back to you guys. Here's something else I was talking about too, like right below my feet, getting through that thicket. I mean, I have to point that out. I mean, it got hoof prints for days in there. The mosquitoes crawling all the way around me too. Shit's annoying. Anyway, it's another good little track. I'll have to get a picture of this. Alrighty, so I've managed to crawl my way back up the ridgeline, pretty much across from the hunting blind is. My lord, There's sign everywhere. And it's thicket for the most part. And there's got some pine trees and stuff, but there's this big son of a bitch. Oh, what the hell kind of tree that is. It's deader than hell. Anyway, this little thicket I'm sitting in here is where I'm fairly confident that both my bucks have been coming from. The one I harvested last year, and then also D.O.A. I've got a 15-second clip of him up on my shorts channel, or page, whatever the hell you call it. I'm still learning this YouTube stuff. And then I've got a clearing just behind me here, a little piece back in there. I'm wanting to think that's the property line if I'm not mistaken. I want to kind of go back here and kind of poke and see what I can see back here, but judging by the dark thick brown trees back here, all the signs of scrapes and rubs that I've seen from previous years back here. It's trying to rain on me, I think. I'm more than confident that somewhere back here is where my bucks are bedding or coming from, so I'm gonna poke my way back further this way here in a minute and kind of make sure it's what that is, if that's a property line, and then walk it back out and around. Still seeing if I can find any shed antlers, but I'd have to literally do a grid all the way across this thing. So, but yeah, we'll sit here for a minute. We'll cool down again. I really don't know what this tree is. Another one, a big son of a bitch is right there. I ain't got a clue what it is. It is a massive tree. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off here, get quiet for a little bit, cool down, see if anything comes by. Okay, so I was wrong on where I was at. Thought I was on the ridge line across my ground blind, but I somehow ended up near the road that goes back to my ground blind. So what I'm gonna do is I'll walk this ridge to the road that goes down to the ground blind and then go straight up the hillside across from it. That way you get a better idea what's going on. But thinking what happened is I walked towards that and then ended up coming back around, and maybe the way I walked it I went right past it. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna walk back towards where I put my ground blind at and then go up the hillside where I wanted to go. So I'll talk to y'all here in a minute. Alright. This metal chair's gonna come in handy for a minute. I'm gonna sit my ass down. Some things the previous property owner left, I'm actually happy for once. Anyway, so a little history on this property. Apparently, at one point in time, it used to be like a junkyard, like an automotive junkyard, I believe. And judging by a couple of transmission housings and a bunch of tires, I'm gonna say that's right. So, but anyway, back here where my camera's at, and where I thought I was up there on that ridge line. Here, I thought I was on the other side of this ditch up that ridge line. Guessing what happened was I started that way following one of them trails and it circled me around, and I wouldn't look at my map to pay any attention. I was just kind of in the moment. And that's how a lot of people get lost and get hurt when they're out grazing, glassing, scouting, scoping, whatever. I'm gonna sit here for a minute. I'm gonna cool back down, and then I'm gonna walk straight in front of me and up the hillside, and hopefully get to where I want to be. Hopefully find some shed antlers out there. So yeah, I'm gonna cool down for a minute. I'll let y'all later when I get to where I want to be at. Okay guys, I've officially found the area where I wanted to come to last time. It's a little bit of a pine, thick, a little bit of an acorn walnut thicket, and I have found rubs, and I found scrapes. Look at this, our porch is honestly don't think it gets any more better than this. To be honest, if I could get permission from the property owner that lives on the other side of this thicket to come up this draw, I could set up here for sure, build a million quick. That'd be a great harvest. And not to mention, he'd also make a really good talking point. So, but I mean, there's all kind of scrapes on these trees, beds, and it has ran absolute slap out down. We got here some chair. Okay. I hate to sign that somebody been back here. That chair don't look all that old. There's a little access road here, it looks like. Well, if I knew how to get back here fairly easily, the little flat that I'm on right now, and probably go down that ridge a little further, I'd set up a blind right here and just, as soon as he walks by, I'd be able to pick him. I'm not going to try to impede on his area too much. That tree been rubbing the air pretty good. Oh, hello. Folks, I might have to buy a bow holder if I can get this one out of this tree. Got her out of there. It's been in there for a minute, judging by its condition. Got some mildew and moss growing. And there's some old camouflage canopy, like a leafy style, ghillie style, I guess, really. But this is for sure where my boy roams. There's plenty of sign to prove it. Scrapes and rubs and beds. The only thing I haven't found yet is shed. But judging by that old lawn chair, in fact, I found a bow rest back here, or a hanger. Anyway, found all that. All this ridge here. So this is for sure Big Boy's hot spot. And somebody was setting up too close to him, couldn't get him. They left all their stuff hanging back. And since property I'm on's private, and my in-laws own it, which is the property owner, wife's aunt. Okay, recording on the phone sucks, but like I was saying, this property being private, owned by my wife's aunt, I have sole permission to be back here to hunt this, as well as my grandfather-in-law. And I'm actually really glad I came back here to scout this, because I'd have never known this ridgeline would be this hot, which is good, which means he hangs out back here quite often. He's not being pressured and purposes. This is where he feels safe. So I'm not going to set up on it. Oh, squirrel. Man, mind you, or I say it'd be a fantastic spot to set up on. But getting back here, oh, shoo. Damn squirrel. Yeah. Anyway, seeing how this is hot spot, and being come back here would probably be a huge pain in the ass. I don't know that it would be 100% worth trudging back here. And like I said, I've got all downhill down there to scout out too, which I can do today, I guess. I got the time I'm still on shutdown. But oh my God, this is gorgeous back here. I mean, turn around here. I mean, a nice little clearing. Got the thickets on each side on this ridge. This is absolutely gorgeous back here. All right. I've still got another squirrel. Probably another 200-300 yards worth of hills and stuff I can traverse on the downside. But I don't know if I'm going to see a tree I want to go look at that looks like it's been nailed on pretty good. I'm trying to look too to see if I see more signs of previous human interactions. It's an old down tree, looks like it's been loved on a little bit. Hey, I guess we're gonna go down this hill and check this out. I'm gonna sneak my way down this. It's too high up to have a deer rubbed on it. A bunch of trees mangled up and down through here. Probably where a tornado came through here a couple months ago. Yeah, probably. That tree is all kind of screwed. See it? Kind of mangled and everything. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna, I guess, continue to sleuth, look for more hunting activity back here. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. I ain't gonna believe this shit. It's picking up this feather that I found. And it's getting ready to take a picture of a rub on a tree. So I'm walking this ridgeline back trying to see how easy it would be to get back here to set up one day. And this by me, I was a little draw, just a little piece. Big old brown body stand up. Big old set of velvet antlers growing in. Heard a grunt and then a snort. And then watched them run. I mean, damn identical to the D.O.A. So, good news is, it appears Big Boy has made it. I have found his home, I know where he roams. I want to say our scouting is officially good for, and also found me a dandy little bow hanger. So with that being said, folks, that's going to be about it for the scouting, unless I see something other cool thing I want to show you on the way out. But I will talk to you all a little bit later today. I'm back fairly quick. I was, trudging my way back to my start point and found a pretty messed up piece of tin. All this birch bark and everything scattered back through here. It's, I mean, I'm assuming debris from that tornado we had a little while back. So that's kind of cool to share with you folks. I am in the valley now, where's where my hunt blind goes, so I'm gonna walk this. When I get down into it here, I'm gonna walk back out to my blind and back out, go talk to the property owner, discuss what I have found. But yeah, like I said, that's it. So scouting's done. We got him pegged, we know where he's at, where he cruises through, where he lives. Some barbed wire. Some real barbed wire back here, but there is. Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to clear a path and get side by side back here, but it ain't gonna happen. Speaking of a deer run, oh, right there. They hit that creek and they walk it straight down where my blind is, and that's what I'm getting ready to holler at you on the flip side. Y'all just check out what I just found. Now, judging by this is an older head of a buck, but nevertheless, that shed doesn't come out with a European mount of a critter that I ain't had to kill. Yeah, squirrels and shit have been having their way with it, but that's pretty dope. That damn turkey feather and a arrow rest, and now I've got a skeleton I can take home and put on the wall somewhere. What's been found out on the property. Definitely an older, it's been here for a year or two, I'd imagine. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here and keep trudging and carry this big thing home. It was fucking awesome. Alright, I didn't take y'all long for that bit of hunting prep because that was embarrassing. That got myself situated here about 12 foot up. And an older tripod, and I've never used one of these, but pretty good view. And this thing's supposed to. I'm afraid to lean back in because it's set on the ground so long. No, it does rotate. Nice. So it does rotate pretty good. Heck, I'm anchored to a big old tree over there, but it had one slip up, and that's gonna be it for this hunt. I use a tractor to move this thing. But yeah, it's not a bad little tripod. Some thick woods behind me, so they might come up behind me. This thing is, I've got my shoulders up or exposed, so that's not bad. Yeah, got shoulders up. Camping on this thing's seen better days, though, that's for sure. To see if I can find a new one for it. But anyway, that's all I've got for us to do this. Hunting prep's done, scouting's done. I just gotta wait on late August, start putting my minerals and everything out. Whenever they start allowing that, start seeing what comes to it. And I gotta go home, feed the wife, and clean that deer skeleton I felt, or deer skull I found, because that was fucking cool. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all later.